Smackdown vs. Raw was the perfect middle ground between arcade fun from the OG Smackdown series and the simulation tweaks of the early, fun 2K games. It's an era of WWE games that I'm beyond blessed to call my own. Year after year, I just poured hours of my life that I'll never get back, and I don't think I want it any other way. I think one of the most endearing things about these games, though, in their totality, is the convoluted story modes we would always get that were somehow both always batshit horny and crazy, yet super repetitive. Today, I want to dive into my all-time favorite cutscenes of all 6 games in no particular order and just show my adoration for the series that laid the groundwork for my gaming journey. Let's move. I mean, you can't go wrong with the OG SVR, right? This was my first, at that time, current WWE game, so naturally I beat the story mode quite a few times, seeing all the branching paths and making sure my parents didn't see the main menus at any point in my playthroughs. But dear God, am I lucky they didn't walk in to see this.
Can you imagine how Trish looks in this? Yeah, and now that you're here, you could be our manager. I think we'd make a great threesome.
Why the fuck did they get him, specifically, to record this line? There's barely any context here. Taker and Van Dam are just perverts that steal her underwear. Why were the devs so ridiculously horny for these games? Most of the stories lead to you owning women. But who could forget SVR06 and the ECW invasion subplot? The ending is absolutely batshit crazy. I love it. Who thought this was a wonderful idea?
I know you're no stranger to tables. Your little company made quite a name for itself with them back in the bingo hall circuit, didn't you?
Granted, I don't like Vince McMahon constantly disparaging ECW like he's not making like millions of dollars off of the DVDs alone at that time, but literally Vince hitting a horrible ragdoll animation 3D at WrestleMania and stealing the heat of the WWE champion and the entire ECW return angle is classic WWE bullshit. You could tell that the Dudleys were supposed to be in this game, and they were not wasting that animation they already got. But how about we circle back a bit on that ECW arc? The Chris Jericho reveal at No Way Out is just awesome. They capitalized on nostalgia at the perfect time. The animation of your guy getting flung 20 feet to the floor is insane. I love this angle so much, and Jericho made a lot of sense as an ECW mole. This is one of the few great promos of any of this SVR games.
Pain isn't a punishment. It's a blessing in disguise. So that ass clown Teddy Long should feel particularly blessed, considering how much pain I inflicted on him a few months ago.
All for one, and one for all. And this is your chance to join the winners, man. Consider the beating you took tonight as your initiation. You can join up with the new ECW, or like the rest of Smackdown, you can keep on getting your ass smoked by Rob Van Dam.
This is just great, man. Like, they were really in their bag for SVR06. We do have to talk about the most infamous cutscene of SVR07, though, that doesn't involve any mortality conversations.
But you must have the world's softest noggin. You got KO'd last week by a piece of plastic.
Piece of plastic, my ass. What's in that baton?
God, I love the delivery from Kurt Angle here. He actually cared. The modded attires are probably crazy though. This is my bad. It's not my footage. To say that this scene is out of pocket is an understatement.
I don't do bikini contests.
Hey, what up, sexy thing?
Shut up!
It's one of the only genuinely funny things from any of these games. The Jeritron 5000 making an appearance into Y2J's mega heel run was fun though. The highlight reel set here looks awesome, and honestly Jericho's line reads for this game's story path were pretty on brand for his character. Much better than SVR09. And the fact that the actual impact of the glass spot is in the match is a bit lame for the sake of this video, but thankfully, this scene gave us Triple Nose's mummy attire. I dig it. And dear God, does Triple Fraud get his lick back after that. Triple H was so comically protected with his portrayals in these games that there's rarely ever an interesting moment with his character. But good lord, this angle right here is fucking awesome. I have no words, just watch.
6 days, Chris. You have 6 days. I'll see you at WrestleMania.
Edge and Christian always made the most of their screen time in these games. Case in point, their awesome little locker room promo.
Dude, we totally fooled the player into thinking we weren't going to reunite.
I know, we totally... Wait a minute. Player? What player?
You see that weirdo staring at us through the TV?
This is such a dumb little line, but I loved it. The SVR games never really broke the fourth wall out too much, so I appreciated this. The ENC classic references were great too. And the hits kept coming at the Elimination Chamber.
Whatever. So anyway.
Sorry, old phone.
Christian's At Last theme being his ringtone is so classic, it shook the shit out of me. I thought I had it on in another tab or something, like I did not catch that. Big shout out to the devs for this one. Eugene was on one though, even more so than his YouTube channel. And look, a lot of the stuff about that character was in bad taste, but the kids who were genuinely special needs appreciated his representation on TV. So this entry is not a morality lesson. The delivery here is what kills me.
The extremely special referee.
Free? Like Dangerous Danny Davis? Or Earl Hebner's brother, Dave?
The elation in his voice absolutely got me there. They had some good lines for Eugene and Christian. Christian smacking his chest with no one in the room was just crazy. I love this fucker. And that's not even Trish's best storyline. The WWE title story was just awesome. The women were the clear highlight of SVR07's story mode. This is some shit that they could have ran back with Liv and Dom if we're being honest. Fun out-of-the-box stuff like this is just so memorable. The line,
King, that would be like a 300-pounder winning the Cruiserweight title,
has always stuck in my mind every time I think of this game. I love this arc. We gotta talk about the iconic Masked Man saga though. Jesus Christ, jump cutting to a bloody John Cena getting murked by old dude in a shiesty was a lot for me as a kid. He was beating the brakes off of him. He should have hit the ref. Jericho starts a backstage brawl here and we're off. Carrying on from the last scene, this was so iconic. The little pause replay windowed screen is so funny. I love this. This was such a predictable cutscene, but it's still so fun. The writers were cooking here. Then we get the big in-ring reveal, and I love the little emote that cues his music like it's fucking Fortnite. He was such a prick. And I think it's really funny in hindsight that Randy Orton just admits that he wanted to throw Jericho off his game to win the title. Like, this whole crazy vignette plot was so excessive, and he didn't even win the title from doing all this hacking shit. What a dork.
He knows damn well Cena was injured last week. In fact, Orton did it himself.
Alright JR, it's about time you got some fucking fire in these games.
To come back there and give you another spanking?
Bro, what is it with this storyline? Crippled, non-verbal Cena walks out and Shane just makes the match that was about to happen anyways. He's definitely the most useless GM in any of these games. For our sole SVR08 representation, we've got this Tommy Dreamer cutscene. And I'm sorry, 24/7 mode was such incoherent dog water. Like, you saw the same cutscene like 50 times. But goddamn, this cutscene is awesome. Edge no-sells a fucking taser, and Sabu, who was clearly meant to be RVD in this animation before he was cut, Van Daminators Cena. That rules. We need to cover the Undertaker's war crimes. Exhibit A, Taker turns Santino. The fucking Jason Voorhees sound effects in the background before the urn blasts out is classic. Then Taker gets on his necromancy shit and just turns Santino into a fucking zombie. This is absolutely iconic. Definitely the defining cutscene of SVR09. The nonchalant delivery of the commentators is what really sells it for me. Then we get Taker going Super Saiyan in the Hell in a Cell. This is the most unnecessary cutscene ever. I fucking love it. Never before or since has Taker had charging lightning abilities in the fucking Hell in a Cell. I love whatever crack they were on for this game. We gotta get to some dumbass bumps though. Maria hitting the ground like somebody threw a brick at her killed me. This is such a horrible scene. The horrifying edge face here is priceless. Maria bumps like a sack of rocks, and then Kennedy hits his lame-ass finisher. I enjoyed this one. Then we get Randy Orton trying to murk his own dad, Cowboy Bob. This was a nice callback to him murking Hulk Hogan over trying to date his daughter. To mark Taker's last appearance in the video, we gotta circle back to the go-home show to Mania 26 in SVR 11. Hot start with Paul Bearer getting beaten to shit on the floor, and Taker smacks our guys straight out of that Kermit the Frog meme. Then uses his Super Saiyan abilities to kill his dad again. What is with the Undertaker and pointless murders of his own father? This is the go-home angle to WrestleMania, by the way. Order now. And lastly, we gotta cover the granddaddy of them all. T-Lo gets aced. Man, of all the cutscenes they've ever done in any WWE game, this has to be the most iconic. The whole Smackdown story arc was about unraveling who ran down Teddy Long, and it's really well done and it keeps you engaged. But this cutscene in itself, it's probably the most memorable ever. I will never forget how Teddy's body spun in the air, how jarring and abrupt it felt. Like, this was sweet. SVR 06 was awesome. I appreciate your time and attention immensely. This was a nice brief break from the usual attire rankings. Let me know if you want more stuff like this. I'm sure the view count will decide for me if y'all don't. Take it easy, y'all.